welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Happy to be back here with you where sports meets life. And of course, I am picture in picture with family. That's Malachi James right there. And the exclusive first interview since the former Syracuse running back's commitment to the Eastern Michigan Eagles. So this is the first time that we have seen Malachi, and we will hear Malachi talk about his commitment to Eastern Michigan since it happened. Proud to be the exclusive home here on Wake Up Call for this conversation in the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, and very thankful as always to Malachi James and the James family for allowing me so many opportunities to tell the story of Malachi. So with that being said, this is family. That's my brother. So I'm going to greet you as family. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, brother. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. And man, like right out the jump, like you told me, hey, I'm going in the portal, and we had that exclusive conversation. You had breaking news that you may be switching over to safety. So we were talking about that, playing defensive back and whatnot, and being on the defense, safety corner, being on the defensive side of the ball, I should say. So when we had that conversation, it was like snap of a finger, and you're in Army gear, you're going out, you're doing different things, you're going to different places, and then here's Eastern Michigan. So bring me into how fast this all moved from telling me I'm going in the portal, Dan, to making this decision. I'd love to know the road, the visits, like everything that you got to do, who got in touch with you, because this happened really quick. It was like you're in the portal and now you have a home.
For sure. It was pretty stressful. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was definitely stressful because the moment January 2nd hit, I was just looking, I was like, all right, like this is where betting on yourself is gonna pay off, and off rip, I want to say maybe like not even like an hour into like after 12 a.m. like Eastern Tennessee called me. I was like, was pretty fast. It was a coach named on Johnson. He played in the NFL. He played for the Eagles, the Lions, and the 49ers. So we
Yeah.
got to chop it up a little bit. So we set up a little visit. It was definitely a cool place. Like worst case scenario, I could have saw myself there, but like deep down, I was like, nah, like I gotta stay in the FBS. I got to just for like maybe rest of my college career. So I took a visit there. Then I was getting phone calls from other schools, but like the weird thing about it, some of them knew about like that I was injured. Like they knew exactly like what it was when on the injury report at Syracuse, like it just said like undisclosed. No one like really knew what it was, like besides like the whole Syracuse circle, which
Yeah.
was kind of throwing me off on like how people found out. But then I put two and two together. I was like, okay, if that's the game we're playing, say no more. So I want to say some schools they would like follow me on Twitter, but like they want to reach out to me. So I was like, okay, like you guys are following me, which means that's showing interest, but you guys aren't texting me. So I was just about to like just like try to chase something that's not meant for me. Then I wanted to say maybe a week and a half later, shout out my guy, Coach Dennis Thomas for this. I want to say yeah, like a week and a half later, Coach Coach Reed calls me. He's the Eastern Michigan running back coach. He called me. He was like, what do I have to do to get you up here? Like, Coach Dennis Thomas said some good things about you. So I'm like, okay, like this is my chance. Like, mind you, in the midst of this, I was getting rehab on my lower back.
Yeah.
So it's like he called me. I was like, so when do you want me to come? He was like, tonight. I was like, oh, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but maybe tomorrow because he called on Wednesday and we left on Thursday afternoon. So we first get there. I just see like a big old like green Escalade pull up. I'm looking like, is that for us? All the time I see Coach Reed and one of the other guys, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely for us. But like that whole visit was just it was cool. Like all the coaches is there like they're people you could talk to, like say if you have like some like mental stuff going on, like outside of football, like they definitely like care about you compared to other places. It's just like they only care about you, like what you do on the field. Like they can care less about what happens like off the field. And that's when Coach Cree and the head coach brought me to his office. He basically like was going over the scholarship and stuff like that, and he was like, I really want you to be Eagle. And I was like, well, I'm glad you feel the same way because I'm committed. Then he bought the whole entire staff that was in the building. Then
Yeah.
he was like announce what you just told me. And I was like, I'm going to Eastern Michigan. Then everyone just started cheering. Then a big old like one of those confetti things just like blew up out of nowhere. I was like, oh snap. And some like ended up on my face and like in my hoodie, all that stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I feel like Eastern Michigan is definitely gonna be home for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what was it for you that did it when they said like, "Hey, we want you to be here and we want you, we want you to be an Eagle. We want you to be with Eastern Michigan." When you were sitting there and you're like, "Hey, like you want that and that's great because I'm committing here." Like what got you to that place where they said they wanted you and your immediate response was, "Good. It's mutual." Like how did you get sold on Eastern Michigan?
Well, for one, they were the only school that would, I'm not gonna say take a chance on me, but like they gave me opportunity because, like I said earlier, like some people found out about my lower back somehow. I mean, I kind of know how, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, like I said, like they're the ones that gave me the only school that only really, that really gave me an opportunity, and also like they like what I put on film, like how versatile I am. Like I'm a threat, like in the backfield, out wide. Like I can do it all, like pass protection. I'm getting better at that slowly but surely. But like really, just like how they treated me and my family during the visit. Like some people just like go and visit. Like some people, like some of the coaches or like recruiting staff, they like it's not like they treat them bad. But it's just like they don't treat them like okay, like I care about you and your family, not just you. And I'm gonna show your parents I'm gonna take care of your child while you guys are like back at home. So that's what really sold me. And plus, they definitely fed us a lot. I think of it, I ate like 4 times in those 2 days. So I think I definitely gained like maybe like 5 to 7 pounds.
So, like you said, I mean, they took a chance on you, and you've alluded a couple times to, here I am in the portal, and people have information on an undisclosed injury. How did you and your family navigate through, you know, feeling like maybe somebody was trying to sabotage your road?
Um, Honestly, all we had to do was put it in God's hands because the saying my parents always tell me, God doesn't like ugly. And the people that do you wrong, they're eventually gonna get exposed. And just like 50 Cent said in the song Many Men, in the Bible it says, what goes around comes around. So that person, whoever leaked it, which I pretty sure I know who did it, this time's coming. Karma's gonna do him bad, God's gonna do him bad, because like I said, God doesn't like ugly. So we have to just trust in God and just the people in my circle just telling me like, trust me, you're gonna say in the FBS, trust me. It's just a matter of where. Like you're too talented not to like have a home and not to play in the FBS. So those people in my circle definitely like kept my head high, especially during that tough time because it was like 10,000 kids in the portal, and like some people don't realize it, but like they're never able to play football again because they see other people like going to the portal for like money and stuff like that. Whole time, like all you need is one school and one opportunity to just show people who you really are.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, you had the opportunity of people reaching out to you, Eastern Tennessee, right away, and you had different schools kind of feel out the situation and whatnot. Like you said, there's so many people in the portal every year. It seems like there's more, and the portal's essentially musical chairs. Like the music's going to stop, and there's going to be a bunch of kids that have nowhere to go, don't have a scholarship, don't have any money. They're going back to the neighborhood they grew up in. They're not close to getting a degree. They're 18, 19 years old, and their life it's almost like college never happened. So how quickly did you want to make this decision, knowing that it's musical chairs, knowing that there's more people in the portal than there are spots on rosters for college football? How quickly did you want to make sure, like, hey, I need to get this decision done before the music stops?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like that, and that was like the scary part. Like you didn't know who was gonna text you at whatever time of day. Like you didn't know what was gonna happen. So I was telling myself like, all right, whatever comes, like you gotta show up to them because if they show love to you, so you gotta show love to them. And it was to a point where like honestly, it was a D2 school that reached out to me. It was Minnesota State. And they came to a point where like nobody in the FBS was calling me, so I was like, you know what? I'm just about to take a gamble on myself and just go D2 for like a year, spaz out, then come back up to D1 in the FBS. So I knew I had to like make a choice quickly, and came real close to going to Minnesota State, like really close. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the closest, it was like a nine and a half, for real, for real. And that's when Eastern Michigan came in, and then I was like, oh yeah, I got to come here. Got
And you talked about the coach that you give like credit to for putting in a good word for you. I want to go a little bit deeper into that. Like, why do you think that all happened? Why do you think somebody, came out and spoke on your behalf to Eastern Michigan?
Well, because I'm a genuine person, and all the rumors that people heard about me at Syracuse were obviously false. Because I know I'm a great person on and off the field. Like when it's time to be a competitor, it's time to be a competitor, and when it's time to be a great person off the field, it's time to be a great person off the field. Because some people they're great on the field, but like off the field they have a horrible personality, and I feel like that's what people at Syracuse were trying to like portray me as like as the portal came around. So like I said, just had trust in God's plan, and he definitely prevailed for me. And also shout out Coach Mike Johnson, Coach Dennis Thomas, Coach Nixon, and Coach Maddox for putting words in for me around the country.
Well, yeah, and like, and you're mentioning these coaches from Syracuse. What did that mean to you? That even though you're not staying at Syracuse and you wanted to, and there's other players that have come out there and they've said publicly. There was one player that didn't mince words at all, and he was like, I'm being forced out. Like I want to be here, but I'm being pushed out of here, and I just want people to know, like I'm not in the portal for money. I'm not in the portal because like I'm selfish. I'm in the portal because like they told me I have to go in the portal. So when you see the coaching staff at Syracuse, the guys that you mentioned, when you see that they go out into the world and they say, we don't have you anymore, but we want to help you. Like coaching staff say, hey, no matter what happens, we got you. We're going to work in your best interest. Sometimes that's speak and sometimes it's actual doing and it's truth. To know that the coaches that you mentioned were like, Malachi, even though you're not here, even though you're not going to be helping Syracuse move forward, we're going to go out there and we're going to make sure that people know who you are, and we're going to, put in a good reference for you. What did that mean to you?
It definitely meant the world to me, especially knowing that those four gentlemen are definitely like genuine people. Like they always like when I had my like mental health stuff going on around this time last year, like they were always the first people to like just check up on me, and when freshman year came around, like when things weren't looking so bright for me, like they still believed in me, like like they just wanted me to like just figure everything out at the running back position to the point where it's like I can run the ball with confidence, I can catch the ball with confidence, I can pass pro with confidence, and one thing I can say, God definitely has a spot in heaven for those four for sure, sure.
Here with Malachi James in this exclusive first interview since his commitment to Eastern Michigan to the Eagles. You told me the last time we talked that the schools that were talking with you were looking at you playing defensive back, being on the defensive side of the ball. What will you be playing at Eastern Michigan?
Oh yeah, running back for sure, running back.
All right. So we're staying on the offense. Is that, I mean, you were okay going to the defensive side of the ball. You were okay adjusting. You sounded like, hey, like, I'm not mad about it. I want to get out there. I want to play. So you're a running back. Then you tell me I might be a defensive back now. Now you're back to running back. What has that been like? The experience of preparing yourself to play a different position to now being at the position that you've been at. How have you navigated through kind of you're a running back, now you're a DB, now you're a running back again?
Basically doing what I did in high school, because in high school I played running back, receiver, defensive back, safety. I was in the box sometimes. So I mean, just doing what I did in high school, just training for both positions, just waiting for whoever to call me to be like, so, yo, Malachi, like, okay, I want you a DB. Yo, Malachi, I want you a running back. Like I was just getting ready for each possible scenario, just so like whenever I touch down on whoever's campus, I can be ready.
So were you surprised when Eastern Michigan talked to you and they said, hey, we want you and we want you to stay at running back? Was it like you were mentally preparing yourself to play a different position, but how much did you want to stay running back essentially? Like, were you hoping through this process that whatever school you talked to said to you, like, stay at running back? Was that kind of like in the back of your mind, like, please let me be what I am?
Oh yeah, for sure. Deep down, it's like I wanted to play running back. And honestly, the only reason corner was in position because me and my family, we got word from somebody that okay, like with your measurables and your speed, like if you switch to cornerback, like you can really get like a big payday. So that's why I was thinking like, okay, I can get a big payday for someone who hasn't played corner in like 2 years. You know what? Why not? Sounds too good to be true. Then once the portal opened, like I didn't hear anything. So that's when, I was like, all right, I'm gonna bet on myself with this running back stuff and see how far it takes me.
So was Eastern Michigan always running back? Like, did they even talk
Oh,
about anything else, or was it just running back?
no, it was just mainly running back. That's all they talked about.
So your videos come out, your pictures come out, which are awesome, by the way. And
Appreciate you.
shout out to Eastern Michigan and everybody that worked on this because these are really cool. So shout out to their department. But I'm looking back at some of this stuff, and you're wearing, and for those of you that don't know, you could take a look at some of these pictures here that were posted. You're wearing number 7. Is that your number? Is that it? Are we number 7 for Eastern Michigan?
Not 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be 7.
Okay.
So the backstory is my great grandpa, he died and well, let's say it, but he passed away June 11th of last year. So, and his nickname was 007. So I was telling myself, like, you know what? If 7 opens, I'm aware just for my great grandpa, and 7 was available, I heard. So why not?
What's your great grandpa's name?
McKinley James.
McKinley James. So, what do you want to say to great grandpa? What do you want to say to Pop McKinley about this next chapter and the opportunity to hopefully be 007 for Eastern Michigan?
Um, Everything I promised I was gonna do, I'm gonna do it. Just a little delayed. That's it. I'm gonna make you proud for sure.
And we've talked about your injury that you had, lower back stuff going on. Syracuse couldn't seem to figure it out or pinpoint it. You had to do things on your own. Your father, who does a lot with training, with everything that Troy does going out there, and he had to kind of investigate himself, figure it out, look for people. And where is your body at now? What can you say about healing, about consistency, about what Eastern Michigan and what the world should know? Because, like you said, people were speaking for you. Now I want you to speak for yourself. So bring me into your health, bring me into what's going on, and if we're going to see 100% Malachi James.
Okay, so my body's about like 95% right now. Like it's just this one part in my back that still hurts like a little bit, but it's not like preventing me from doing anything, but it's just like that one just piece that just won't go away. That's why like I'm still going to therapy 2 to 3 times a week. I'm doing extra therapy at home with my dad. So we're making sure that by the time like spring ball comes around, I'll be 100% so I can show people who I really am.
What makes you believe you've been through it? You've been recruited. You went to a school. You heard what coaches had to say to you in recruitment, what coaches said to you once you were on the team. You went in the portal and heard what coaches had to say. Now you've heard the coaches from Eastern Michigan. Why do you believe that Eastern Michigan has your best interest at heart? Why is this the right place for you to call home?
This is the right place to go home because they just graduated 2 running backs and the top guy rushed for 1,000 yards and he had I want to say 1.5 like K all-purpose yards, and he was a kick returner too. So I was like, okay, like I can be the starting kick returner once I work for it, and the starting running back once I work for it. Rush for 1,000 yards, like 500 like receiving yards, and probably maybe prayerfully 2 kick return touchdowns. It's like I realize I need it. I need it. I really need it.
Well, you and I had a conversation last year going into that season, this past season, 2025-26. And I said, it's not an if, it's a when you return a kick for a touchdown. I said, what are your thoughts on that? And you said, I definitely think it's a when and not an if. So what should Eastern Michigan fans know about the opportunity to see Malachi James take it to the house on special teams?
Well, you guys are getting the dog. Like I said, like I told some of my friends, like when I have a chip on my shoulder, I'm one of the most dangerous people on the planet, like on the field. it's like I just play freely and just like it's like a different type of animal. I can't like describe it. Like I just want to just ball, just give it 100% every single play from the first whistle to the last whistle. So you guys should be looking forward to that.
Yeah, in Eastern Michigan, like I said, I talked to you about it off the air. I know all too well. A good friend of mine, Fred Reed, who coached at Syracuse, was the defensive backs coach, went on to coach at Eastern Michigan, was there for almost a decade, passed away, and I think it was like Mother's Day time, and he passed away like Easter Mother's Day time, and I remember getting that news. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I looked at my
Mhm.
phone. I thought to myself, this can't be real. And I just kind of slid down my bed onto the ground. I cried. And then I had an opportunity to do a tribute with Bobby Acosta and Tim Lester and Joe Adam and DeAndre Smith, who all coached with Fred Reed at Syracuse. And he was at Eastern Michigan for a really long time. So I got to know, Eastern Michigan through him, got to know the MAC even better, the conference that you'll be playing in through him being at Eastern Michigan. So, what are your thoughts on the overall conference when you think about the Mid American? We have Western Michigan, Ohio, Toledo, Miami of Ohio, Central Michigan, Akron, Buffalo, Kent State, as well as Ball State, Bowling Green, Northern Illinois, and of this past season, UMass has joined the conference, and of course, Eastern Michigan. So 13 schools in that football world, in the MAC, in the FBS, Division 1A football. What's your take on the overall MAC?
A quick question for you as well. Did you remember all that? Like
Remember
all the
what?
teams? Did you all the teams? Like did you just remember all that?
I was looking while I was talking, but I do that thing to myself all the
Oh,
no, but
oh,
I'll do that to myself all the time. Like I'll go like if I'm doing the ACC and I got to remember 17 football schools, I literally make myself sit there and figure it out. Like if you ask me right
sure.
now, and hand to God, I'm not looking. Let's see if I could do it. UMass, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan. All right, that's four. Toledo, Miami of Ohio. Who else we got here? I'm thinking about who I'm missing. Bowling Green. Ooh. All right. I said Toledo. Who else is inside of that? I'm going through logos in my head right now. So that's seven. I'm like more than halfway there. Oh boy. So this is gonna be hard now. Dang it. So Ball State.
Hmm.
All right. I didn't say Ohio. I said Miami of Ohio. So that's nine.
Hmm.
Dang, I got four more schools and I got to figure this out. I'm sorry to all the schools that I'm taking a minute on. There's 136 logos in FBS football, and my brain is sifting through right now, and I'm doing process of elimination. So who the heck am I missing right now? I got to think about states. All right, I covered Michigan. I covered that state. All right, I'm gonna give here. Who am I missing? I am missing. Oh my goodness. Akron, who handed Syracuse their worst loss in the history of Syracuse football. Kent State, Buffalo's going to kill me. So, in Northern Illinois, which beat Notre Dame. So, yes, without looking, I had nine. I think hopefully that's okay. So, but I want to know your thoughts about the MAC.
I feel like the Mac's an underrated conference to play football, especially I want to say in November. There's like these Tuesday night and Wednesday night games. I've never played football on either of those days, so I'm definitely looking forward to that
Yeah, I mean, they call it Maction. Like
action.
you're on TV, could be any day of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like could be at any point during the week that we could see it. What do you think about that? Like the fact that the MAC has made this TV schedule where they're willing to play any day, anytime, so they know that they're going to be showcased. Like you're going to be on television all the time because the MAC makes sure that they play these Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games so that they can, be out there and be visible. So, what does that mean to you knowing that you're going to be in a conference that has a lot of visibility?
Me personally, I feel like just a chance for me to get more exposure and just show the country who I am, like my skill set, how versatile I am on the field. And also, I feel like every conference should like schedule games like on the weekdays instead of just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, just to like, get more exposure for their programming and their players.
Malachi James here with us. This exclusive conversation, the first interview since he made his decision to go to Eastern Michigan. He's staying at running back and hopefully going to be 007 in honor of his great grandpa McKinley with the opportunity to wear the number 7. For those of you for those people that are out there, Malachi, that don't know your skill set, don't know who you are, how would you describe what Eastern Michigan gets in you? I know you talked about you being a dog, but let's go specifically to running back. Who are you in an offense? We saw you sparingly at Syracuse. You went through injuries and all these different things that went on at Syracuse. So we have never truly gotten to scratch the surface, in my opinion, of Malachi James. So what weapon do you now bring to Eastern Michigan?
Home run hitter. Simple as that. You can get you a 99-yard touchdown, 7-yard touchdown, like whatever you need. Home run hitter at any given time, any given place on the field.
Are we talking 3 years of eligibility? Has that been secured?
Sure, sure, had to.
So you got almost an entire collegiate road ahead of you. What does that mean to you to
Sure.
have 75% of your eligibility still there for you?
More time to learn the game of football and to just learn some things I haven't seen in the past. And just continue to get better every single day.
Eastern Michigan here bringing in Malachi James. Malachi, when we look at the coaching staff of Eastern Michigan, I'd love to get your thoughts when we talk about the leader of this team. And so their head coach here, as we step forward, would love to get your take on, the coaching staff as a whole. I know you kind of made mention of some things, but as far as the head coach, when we look at Chris Creighton, what are your thoughts on him, his leadership, and just why you feel like he's the right guy to work with you?
He's a real genuine person. Like I could tell, like from the first conversation we had, like he's just a real genuine and authentic person. And why not want to be around that as a football player? Like he feels like the right person to lead this football team in directions they want to go. Like I want to say for what he's had over the past like 2 or 3 decades, like he's done a great job with the team. So that's all I can.
And speaking about the fact that at Eastern Michigan, Fred Reed, and being a good friend of mine and missing him on the staff, and then you, of all people, to be the running backs coach, his last name is Reed. So I just find that that's funny how I got close to a Reed at Eastern Michigan. Now my brother Malachi James has an opportunity to get close to one as well. What can you say about Coach Reed to go a little bit deeper into the running backs coach and just what he brings to the table and why you feel like he's going to bring the best out of you?
Well, like, yeah, he's a real genuine dude, just like I said about Coach Crean. And two, he's close with Dennis Thomas, and Dennis Thomas is one of the few people I definitely trust when it comes to this coaching world. So if he leads me to him, he's definitely going to lead me in the right direction. And also, when we were breaking down film together on my visit, like, we were on the same page about the different schemes, the different like passing plays, the expectations in the running back room. So I feel like we're going to be a nice little coaching running back duo when the season comes around.
You said you got to earn your keep. You got to earn your spot to be the starting running back, to be, their kick returner and whatnot. What did they tell you about the road? What do they see in you? And what have they said about the running back room, about special teams, about the opportunity that you have in front of you to potentially get on the field right away?
Well, the starting kick returner was the starting running back. So that's two spots open right there. And about the running back room, they told me that they're gonna bring in two transfer RBs and two freshmen are coming in. So it's a room total of six running backs right now. So just gotta work my way up and, do what Malachi James does.
And again, with this world being so tiny, assistant head coach and wide receivers coach Mike Hart grew up in central New York and was the running back for Michigan, went to the NFL for some time. You have a connection to central New York with being at Syracuse. Mike Hart has a connection with growing up and playing high school football in central New York. What's that like for you? And have you thought about the fact that you and Mike Hart have something in common, even though you're both out here in Michigan?
I didn't even know that till you told me. But when I get back on campus, we're definitely going to talk about our shared experiences in Central New York. And I think ours are going to be way different from each other. He might have had like a great experience. I might have had like a okay experience. So I'm definitely looking forward to that and talking to him about that.
Yeah. And, I think it's funny that of all people, Mike Hart ends up being over there with you as well because he had so much success running the ball. Malachi James, exclusive first interview since the former Syracuse running back has committed to Eastern Michigan. He will be playing running back. We're looking at him having the number 7. Bring me into mom and dad, the James family, and how you all kind of went through this. When you visited Eastern Michigan, did the family come with you? Bring me through the process of everything that happened with Eastern Michigan and how, because you said, Coach said, I want you, Malachi. And you said, I sat right across from him in his office and said, well, I want to be here too. So you want me, I want you, let's do this. How involved was your family and were they with you on the visit?
One thing you should know about me, my parents, like they're everywhere I go, unless I'm hanging out with my friends. Like if you see me, you see them. You see them, 9 times out of 10, you see me. But we knew going in, like this whole portal, like after it was it was figured out that some people knew about like what I heard during on this past season. We just had to play our cards smart, you know. Like we knew like if a big time school in the FBS or like even like a G5 team in the FBS like offered me like we would have to take it. And so what I told him, like, the night before we went on the visit, I told him I was like, they offer me, got to take it. And they were on the same page, so definitely good for us to be on the same page as a family.
When you told your parents, like, I'm going here, I feel good, what was that conversation like? What was that reaction like?
Wasn't anything too long. We just knew the situation. We knew that many people knew about my lower back and they were just hesitant to recruit me. So we knew that like once in Eastern Michigan, like they knew about my lower back and they said, well, it doesn't really matter to us. Like we still want you, like because we know your full potential. So that's why we was like, yeah, we got to take it. Like there's no ifs ands or buts about it.
That coming here from Malachi James. Malachi, before we get into rapid fire, you close your eyes, you see yourself in green and black, you're on the field, you're in the backfield, everything that you fought for, now you have the opportunity to show it. Bring me into that moment. Bring us all watching and listening into the moment of Malachi James standing next to the quarterback behind the offensive line. It's the 2026 season, and we're about to snap the ball. Bring me into that.
It's gonna be a little surreal, especially knowing that I'm gonna start the game off for the first time in my career. Well, first time in my college career, but can't let the moment get to me. You know, like I have a job to do. I have to make the O line look good. Got to protect the quarterback at all times. So I'm looking forward to San Jose State. Thank goodness it's a home game, by the way. Because going to California, that flight is gonna be crazy.
Yeah. And now you told Isaac Elford and I two things. You said you're both getting a jersey wherever I go, and I'm flying y'all out to a game. So, are we doing it?
And
2026
yes,
happening?
yep, for sure, for
All right.
sure.
All right. We're gonna have to circle one of these and make it happen. Like you said, working for this opportunity, got to make the O line look good and do your job, do your 111th. What should your teammates know about you at Eastern Michigan? What should they know about how you're going to be in the locker room, the type of man you are, what you care about? Because being a good teammate and having a good culture creates championship opportunities for squads. So, what should your teammates know about you?
Once I get comfortable, I'm really a goofy, funny person. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. Like I'm fully like locked in from the start of practice to the end of practice to the start of games to the end of games. Like I'm a very locked in, honed in person.
To those that thought you jumped in the portal for money, for individualism, because you don't care about team, clear the air for us.
Well, I mean, People that said that are just idiots, honestly. They've never had a conversation with me. They don't know me as a person and just assume that I left for money or other stuff like that. That's just totally irrelevant and a waste of their time just to type out false information. And that's just one thing I realized as I grew up in like just seeing like college football reporters and fan bases like they always want to be first on something. They don't want to check their sources before they say something on Twitter. Like they just want to like get on their phones, just like type just to be the first one whole time that they're just wrong and giving out wrong information to people on the internet. So I don't really pay no mind because I mean they're wasting time, they're wasting valuable time out of their day to talk about me when I don't even know them personally or through a keyboard. So that's the least of my worries, honestly.
We put God first. You've talked about it. You said, I know God's got me. And you and I can definitely this week. It's funny how God works. And I know that you can go with me on this to give me a moment to tell this kind of road here. But I watched a movie called Morning Glory. And in that movie, the beginning of the movie, this woman thinks she's getting a promotion. She's worked really hard for years. She goes into the office and they fire her instead. She leaves. She has had all this experience. She's worked her days away. She's put everything into what she does. Nobody wants to hire her. Nobody cares about her. They don't think she has value. She goes in, this guy finally says, "Let's do an interview." She goes and does the interview. He treats her with disrespect. She walks out, thinks she doesn't get it. He calls her back, says, "Do you think you can do it?" He brings her onto a show that's floundering, that doesn't have a lot going for it. She comes in, he gives her a small amount of time and blames her for the show not being successful when the show was unsuccessful well before her. She fights, she gives everything she can, she gets that show to where it needs to be. She preserves it. They want her there. She's built a good culture. She's helped to build a good family. And then the places that never wanted her call her up. And all of a sudden they want to work with her now. And she decides to be in the place that she built. After I saw that movie, I did the Ingredients to Success presented by Avacoles, and I talked about who determines your value. After I put that as the topic, I had two places devalue me. You know what it's like to be devalued. I know what it's like to be devalued. So what I was taught by my mom a while back was when you do everything you possibly can, when you cross your T's, dot your I's, you give them all factual information, you work your tail off, you give them everything they need, you go above and beyond, and they still slam the door in your face. That is God telling you, no matter how badly you want to be somewhere, I am redirecting you, and you have to trust me that where I'm bringing you is better than where you want to go. You and I have both been through that. What can you say about trusting God when a door is slammed and you keep trying to pull the door open and he says, "Malachi, trust me, I got a better door."
One thing I learned throughout my life when God closes the door and you're just like you said, just like trying to just fight to get it open all the time. God's working behind the scenes to present a new door that's way better than the door you just keep trying to like force open. So it just really like especially in this process, it just taught me patience, because deep down I didn't think I was gonna get like any like FBS looks since like since my back and barely played, but that was like, nah, I'm giving you a second shot. Just we gonna see what you do with it. So here right now, and we gonna see what I do with it.
What do you want to say to God?
Thank you for everything and aspire to be like you. Well, not like you because that's like dang near impossible, but just want to live, just like want to live just like you, just and learn, love, and just be a better person all around just for you. So like when my time comes, I mean the heavenly gates.
They say that at the end of your life, you want to hear God say, "Good job, good and faithful servant." So, with that being said, Malachi, let's put each other on the hot seat. Let's have some fun. We're family. We've talked about a lot of different topics. Let's see what you got for me today. What's your question?
Ooh. So, was there ever a point in your life where things just came crashing down and you thought about giving up? And if so, what made you not give up?
There's been moments where I wanted to disappear. I wanted God to just take me. And when I look back on those moments, it was because I put my happiness in the hands of other people. And it has to come from within. And I had put, my everything into friends that weren't, into, you know, a girl here and there that wasn't my person. And it broke me a lot of times. And my dad and my mom would just tell me, like, not everybody's like you. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody loves like you. Not everybody gives like you. And you keep getting hurt by this world because you expect people to treat you the way you treat them. And I just never understood that. I'm like, if you put good in, you're supposed to get good out. If you put bad in, you get bad out. You don't put in good and get bad. But the reality of it all is sometimes you put in good and you do get bad. Not because of karma, not because you deserve it, but because not everybody values you. And I think what I've learned over time is people treat you the way that they feel about themselves. It's got nothing to do with you. People that write stuff on social media, they don't know you. They've never seen you. I have people that write to me on social media that won't talk to me in person. So, I mean, I consider those people cowards. And I pray for them because you got to live a pretty sad life to go attack somebody at 11 o'clock at night on social media that you can't even say hi to for 11 years.
Let alone
And
get a conversation out of them.
what'd you say?
Let alone get a conversation out of
Oh
them.
yeah, you're not going to get any of that. And the thing is if you are attacking people and trying to diminish and devalue who they are and what they've accomplished, that's jealousy. And it speaks to your inners. Like, I've been spending my whole life trying to prove to everybody I deserve to be in the room. And I just had two coaches tell me this week, you do not owe anybody or have to tell anybody your worth. We know your worth. And there is no reason why you should ever feel like you should have to establish your value to somebody. Like, it's established. And I appreciated those moments. But yeah, I mean, there's been black holes that I didn't think I could get out of. And I prayed to God and I prayed to God, and one day I was just out of it. And I look back to that moment, I'm like, that was only him. I was in a hole. The giant black hole that I was in, like, the surfaces were smooth. I couldn't climb out. I couldn't see out. And then one day I was out. So, it's funny. There's a song called God Did, and they actually said, God got me out of a hole big. And I feel that. So yes, there's been moments where this world has beaten up on me and I let it. And if I've learned anything in my life, it's that God is undefeated. And I should feel very good about every time somebody attacks me because it means I have something that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think if God's taught me anything, he's taught me to smirk when they throw me in the fire because I go in like Bruce Banner and I come out like the Hulk. But I know how to channel both. And yeah, I mean, I'm learning every single day, man. But I think one of the biggest things that I could tell myself and tell you and tell anybody is don't live a life to prove people wrong. Live a life to prove yourself right. It doesn't matter. Like, if you don't believe in me, 22 years in the business, I guess it didn't work. But I don't I don't live to prove somebody wrong. I live to prove God right, that everything he gave me is not wasted. And it's hard. You know it. It sucks. People say things and they do things, and you just wonder, like, why is their heart so dirty and why are they like that? But it's God's that is God's thing to deal with. It is not ours. Our job is to make sure that when black hearts come and try to turn ours black, that we don't let them. We can't make somebody's heart change, but we can make sure that they don't change ours.
Hmm. Yeah.
My question back to you, I know how close you are to mom and dad, and I loved having dinner with them, and I can't wait to do it again. If you could do anything for your parents, like money's not an option, travel, anything, if you could like literally call them up right now and be like, I'm going to do this for you, what would you do?
Why is that? Oh, that's tough. Because all the things I want to do for them, it literally like requires money. Uh,
Well, let's say you got it all. Let's say there's nothing holding
Perfect.
you back.
Perfect. Perfect. Buy them their dream cars, and I buy them a mansion.
Okay.
Hopefully they didn't hear that, but
I like that. I'm sure they appreciate it. There's something to that. There's something to, like, when you have parents that love you and take care of you and sacrifice, that you want to turn around at some point and be able to go like, what do you want? What's your next question for me?
this generation of athletes, what's some advice you have for them?
In a world that asks you to be individualistic and selfish, be bold and do the opposite. In a world where it's about you, your brand, who you are, what you can accomplish, how you can survive, be the rebel that builds a culture. Be the rebel that cares about the team over self. Be the person that realizes that we, by nature as human beings, are meant to communicate and be together. There's a reason why keeping a human being by themselves, there's a reason why solitary confinement in jail is a punishment, because we are never meant to be alone. So my best advice to athletes, do not get caught up in the money and the ego. Find people you can trust. Do interviews with those people. Be coached by those people. Be mentored and taught by those people. Go to church with those people. Sit with those people. Eat dinner with those people. Surround yourself with, I don't care if it's one person, 10, 20, whatever, but find the people that God has sent to you. Lock in and understand that your currency is your soul. However much money you make, however many things you have, how much popularity and how many clicks and how many people follow you doesn't count in heaven. God will look at how you treated yourself and how you treated other people. So my best advice to an athlete today is to make it about the team, make it about the culture, make it about being together, because an individualistic world will never survive. My question back, what'd you say?
I like that. I like that.
My question back to you, Malachi. Mm. If you and I could go be the two commentators broadcasting any event in the world, what event would we commentate and why?
I have to say a UFC event, a UFC event for sure.
Okay.
Only because like you see somebody get knocked out, like I would gladly just stand up, start screaming, just throw my headphones somewhere, and if they break, they break. But just like the amount of like the like adrenaline rush you would see, like just seeing someone get knocked out cold. I feel like both of us just like would just like freak out and hug each other. We're like, so, oh my God, what just happened? What just happened? So for sure, UFC event.
Yeah. I definitely, I like to bring the comedy. I'd be like, he didn't do that to him. That man's got a family. So like, but we would, yeah. All right, UFC. I've never done it, so why not add something new to the resume? Malachi James, exclusive first interview since the former Syracuse running back has now been committed to the Eastern Michigan Eagles. He is now officially with Eastern Athletics. He is their running back. He is 007, and you will find him in and outside of the MAC this upcoming season in 2026. Like he said, San Jose State already circled on the docket. Malachi, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to get to know you. Thank you for trusting me. And thank you for letting me know that the best days that you and I have are ahead.
Sure. Anything for family, always. You treat me good, I treat you even better. That's how it is.